Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Business Profit Club podcast with me, Nigel T. Best.
Me, Si Hearn.
Si, good to see you. How are you?
I'm good, are you?
Excellent. Thank you. Well, everyone, thank you if you're joining for the first time. Great to have you here. If you are coming back, woohoo, thank you. Because this is the show for helping entrepreneurs, get the, whether you're starting, growing, to get the best out of technology by us helping share techniques and tactics for it.
And each week we're going to have actionable content.
Actionable.
Yeah, actionable content that you will be able to take action with, that's going to help you and your business and really make a difference. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hit the music, bestie. All right, so here we are. It's strange days, mate, isn't it?
It is.
Strange days.
Very strange.
We were talking just before we came on to record this, and we were, you were saying, when do you think we'll go back to normal? And I just said, I think this is normal.
Yeah, and who defines normal as well, I suppose.
Yeah, I think normal is what is happening day after day. Day after day, we are in this situation. And we'd like to talk about online business and helping people go online and helping people get the most out of taking their business in a digital direction. And, a lot of people always say, when is my ideal time to start? And we'll come back to that.
Monday.
Which Monday? Sometimes people say the 12th of never.
Yeah.
And things like that. But, I mean, in this situation, the world at the moment, what have we got? We've got COVID rearing its second wave ugly head. The WHO panicking about Europe. I mean, we've got people here who are just playing politics and dicking around with their cities and saying, oh, our city doesn't need this and we need that and all the rest of it. And it's just like, come on, the whole of Europe is locking down again.
Do you think we will lock down?
I think we're going to keep doing it. I think we're going to keep bumping along on this thing where we've got to reduce transmission rates. We've got to reduce the infections. We've got to reduce the impact on the economy. But everyone's worried. I don't think we can ever assume that we're going to just, suddenly wake up one day and it's all gone and we're all back to normal. So people are worried. One of the weirdest things at the moment is it is almost this feeling that safe has gone.
Yeah, it's like when you go into a shop and someone doesn't have a mask on, you immediately have sort of worry and why ain't you got a mask on?
Yeah, and if you were in America, you'd just pull out a gun and shoot them for not having a mask. Whereas normally, if someone came into a shop in America wearing a mask, in the old days, they'd have shot them.
Yeah. But
now it's, people, tolerance, people's ability to get on with people is just going.
Tell me if you think this, right. So when it first happened, lockdown, everyone came together and became a community, clapping the NHS, saying, which obviously they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But it seemed like people appreciated things more. They appreciated the family more. But I think as it's dragged on, people have become resentful of each other in a way. It's a strange one, really. And you've got neighbours now grassing on their neighbours if they've had people in their house that are from their household.
Yeah,
and it's a very weird, strange. But depression,
it is.
Depression, and how people are feeling has gone up massively. I mean, I was speaking to someone the other day, and they said that their neighbour, who was usually quite a sprightly lad, hadn't been working, and now he won't even get up out of bed any days.
What?
So, exactly. I mean,
he's just waiting for the world to owe him a living.
Well, I don't know. I spoke to this gentleman, but do you know what I mean? I think that it does have it can have deep consequences on your mental health, without a doubt.
It does. It does. And we can't, and I think it's this thing. I mean, when you say we were all in it together. The rules were simple. Stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. Simple message. When it comes to messaging, keep it simple. So for us, it's technology, and we're going to show you techniques and tactics, how to, make the best use of that tech. When it came to the lockdown and coming out of the lockdown, there's a really good book, and I can't for the life of me think of what it is, but it talks about habits, and it talks about what makes people angry. And there was a big section about, and it's still very relevant at the moment, because it was all about the American Civil Rights Movement. And those civil rights that were denied for so long, and the people that sort of fought for them, what they actually found, and this has happened time after time after time, is if people don't have anything, yes, they're deeply unhappy. So during lockdown, we had nothing. We weren't allowed out, and you kind of go, yeah, but we're in it together. So there's that kind of siege mentality. But the example it gave in this book was in the American civil rights. So that, trying to overcome that, what they did in certain towns and cities was they granted some rights. So the segregation and the separation of communities there, and based on the color of your skin, was kind of eased in certain places as a result of it. But what then happened was they were taken away again. And it was at that point that this book says that if you've never had it, so in lockdown, if you've never had any freedoms and you just know what the rules are, you kind of put your head down and you just have to get on with it. But then if you give people some freedoms again, or some rights in this case in the book, but then take those back off them, people have tasted the freedom, they've tasted the rights, and they've realized what they could have, and they will not accept them being taken away again.
Yeah.
And I think this is playing out, across the world at the moment, certainly here in the UK. You are looking at something where everyone was in it together, as you say.
Yeah.
Clap the NHS and everything to do with that. And then suddenly, we give people a little bit of freedom. Eat out to help out. You can go on holiday, get on an aeroplane again, and now we're going to take it off them again. Businesses who'd struggled were opening up, and now we're saying, no, you're going to have to shut again. Yeah. And people aren't having it. And this is just what was in this book. And it was fascinating, because it talks about the American civil rights, but this is what caused the big problem. It wasn't necessarily, the riots weren't because people didn't have the rights at all. It was because they were given some and then they were taken away again, and it was clamped down on again, and that was it. That just sparked absolute riots and stuff. And I think we're in a situation here, and it comes back to this feeling that your comfort blanket, your safety blanket has gone. Yeah. And what was that? That was your industries, your jobs that were always there. And we can look at loads of them. So you're looking at they're talking about youth unemployment. Where do people work when they're first getting a job or they want to go somewhere? It's kind of bars, hotels, leisure industry, working at the cinema, working in the theatre, music venues, playing music, working in the pubs, restaurants, hotels. Oh, and could anyone really have envisaged that this would go? So if you were a business owner and you owned hotels, or you owned theatres or cinemas, all right, you might have to take one of them out to refurb it or put new screens in if it was a cinema, or change, redo the sort of concourse and the entrance and all the rest of it and the concession stands. But you still got the other ones earning money. If you've got a bar somewhere, one of them might have a problem, might get flooded.
Yeah.
But you still got your other bars working. Yeah. And if you can't get a job in one, you go down the road and get a job in the other.
Yeah.
To take all of that away,
shut it down.
That is gobsmackingly frightening for an awful lot of people. That way of life, that thing that people relied on, that thing that people felt was so certain, they could wake up and say, hey, well, okay, that cinema shut. There'll be another one open. Don't worry, we can go to the cinema. We can go for a meal. You can get a job. Your first job when you're coming out of school or something. You can learn something. But I just go down there, get a job in the pub, and all the rest of it's gone. It's gone. I mean, that is worrying times.
It is.
And for those that are hanging on, they're looking at the second lockdown and thinking, this could be the end. And one of the biggest ones, and that episode that we did talking about transfer deals and Man U and Leeds and stuff and how do you value players and things. Well, that's moved on to a whole new level. Never mind billion-dollar transfer windows. We're talking about thousands and, hundreds and hundreds of clubs and thousands of people who are emotionally, economically, and sort of on a well-being level invested in lower league football clubs.
Yeah.
And what's the crack there at the moment?
They're all shutting down, aren't they? They're struggling. And
yeah, because could you ever have envisaged? I mean, football clubs go bust. It's just what happens. They overspend. They don't have the revenue. But could you have imagined every football club having all their revenue taken off them
instantly?
Jeez, this is terrible. So, if you've ever been good old English, it has a phrase for everything, doesn't it? And I think one of them is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, I don't think people ever thought cinema, theatre, pubs was a single basket. I think what they thought was don't put all your money into just one of them. Get 2 pubs, get 3 pubs, spread your risk across pubs, because pubs will be around forever. Cinemas will be around forever. Football clubs, they'll be around forever. Invest in a little football club, put some money in, or whatever. They'll be around forever. You always get people turning up. Even if the football team's terrible, you get people turning up, paying money.
Yeah.
Gone. And when you sort of think to yourself, I didn't think I was putting all my eggs in one basket, that almost makes this all the more unfair.
Yeah.
And some people, it's a case of, well, I want to put them in that basket because that's my passion. That's all I'm interested in.
Yeah. All the skilled in a lot of the time as well with things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So musicians, actors, artists, museum people, any event space. So all those people that organise weddings and events, outdoor festivals and all the rest of it, to have all of them. I mean, you might be thinking, I do the sound or stage lighting for an event, and yeah, you'll win clients and you'll lose them. You didn't expect to lose them all.
No, because there's no stage, there's no fans,
there's nothing. You're not even allowed to.
No,
you've been told you can't do that.
And TV programs now have no audiences there. The live ones.
It's just a strange state of affairs. So when you're looking at these situations and you think, one of the things, I tell you what, I'm going to get on my soap. Well, I don't know if I ever get off my soapbox, to be quite honest. But I'll get on my soapbox because one of the things that I think is separates politicians from business people is politicians tell you how many problems there are. Business people solve problems. They don't bother telling you. Business people don't bother. They don't phone you up and say, "Hey, I've got a problem." Business people solve problems. Politicians, I've never heard them suggest a solution to anything. So people standing on their town hall steps saying, "We're not accepting this. We're not happy with this." Well, give us a fucking answer. Give us a solution. How many politicians have you ever heard give a solution? Are you counting them up? You've gone quiet. Are you counting them? Are you naming them all? Are you writing it down a big list?
No.
Big long list?
No.
How long's your list? Show me that piece. Show me that piece of blank paper.
I know. I was just looking at the size of this soapbox that you're on.
He's pretty high, isn't it? But this is the thing. Hey, we're in a situation here, folks, that we've never faced. You know, another thing that really pisses me off is when people. I'm on one now. It's just like a steam train. It's going out of control. I'm going down the hill, and all you can hear is woo woo. But if anyone out there has ever tried to organise something where you say to 30 people, "Can you send me in a piece of paper, a whole load of bits? I'll do something, and I'll make sure I send it back to you to the right people the same day." 30's hard enough. 300, you'd be on your knees after 2 days. After 3 days, you'd be sending anything to anyone because you just have no clue what you're doing. How we have managed in this country, they slag it off left, right, and centre, but there are millions of items going in and out, and they're trying to turn it round in a couple of days with testing. So you request a test kit. You get the test kit. You get a little tube. You get little labels. You got barcodes. You got labels. You got plastic bags for this. You've got, the thing to shove up your nose and down your throat, and then you put it in, and then it's in a bag. You put it in another bag. You label it up. You send it off, and then it comes back in a couple of days, and it's all down to it's sent to you. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Could you imagine having 100,000 of those to do? And could you imagine that happening every day? And those dickheads on the TV saying it should be 1 million. Yes, we know it should be 1 million. But it's bloody hard work to try and coordinate 1 million items daily. Yeah. And I think sometimes you just got to say, hey, instead of criticising, have a look at the problem and say, right, okay, what's the problem? Well, we actually don't have enough people at this point. Here's the bottleneck. Business people try and solve it. Politicians just point out, you got a bottleneck, you got a problem. And you go, right, fine. What's your answer? Where's that piece of blank paper that you didn't use before? Let's have a look at all the answers they've suggested. None. Absolutely, sweet Fanny Adams. None. And I tell you, there's one person who leads the charge in vacuous, pointless comments, and that's Laura Kuenssberg from the BBC. I'm sorry, Laura, but if I was there and you were in that press conference, I would put you on the spot and I'd say, Laura, we've listened to you for years telling us how bad everything is and what a terrible job we're doing. So here we go, Laura. I want you to come up here and give me 3 things that we should do right now to solve the problem. 3 things. I'm not someone. I'm just a journalist. Well, no, clearly you're not, because you're good enough to point out that there's problems all over the place. So give us 3. Come on, up you come. Well, I'm a journalist, right? Strike 1. What's your second solution? Well, it's not my job, right? Strike 2. And then what's your third one, Laura? It says, well, I don't think this is fair. Right, strike 3. You're out. Never come back. The only people I want turning up at this press conference are people who can find solutions, solve the problem. Shall I climb off?
I don't even know what Laura Kuenssberg is.
BBC correspondent.
Is she? I've obviously not missed much then.
She's very high up there, and she's always doing stuff, but she's never once that I've seen or heard ever being grateful to anyone for doing something, said something was good, or said, I can see why they've done that, but why haven't they looked at this? Because I think the solution is here, and I think this is the solution. And it's not my job. I'm a journalist. Well, there you go.
Well, I think we've been talking about government, so then obviously the other thing is the government handouts, isn't it? Everyone's sort of expecting more and more.
We are very rapidly developing a culture. Right, now, there's times when you've got to help people out. You've absolutely got to help people out. But that is a short-term fix.
Yeah.
And what people are wanting is, they are not wanting handouts forever and a day. It's not what people want. They want to do something. They want to do something meaningful. They want to get out there and do it. But we are very quickly saying there's nothing out there to do. dear old Laura from the BBC is saying, we're going to lose all these jobs, we're all going to be unemployed. They're like self-fulfilling prophecies that she says, we're doomed. So we end up being doomed. And everyone stands there waiting in line for a handout. And it's like, come on, folks. We need problem solvers. We need people giving solutions. We need people coming up with the answer. We don't need people pointing out the absolute bleeding obvious.
Yeah.
All these people saying, lockdown, it's not. No, we know it's not fair. We know it's not fair. And I don't believe Donald Trump when he says that China did it and released it specifically to get everyone. I don't think anyone could be that clever. Who knows? Time may prove me wrong, but I'm working on the basis that no one wants this. No one intended it to happen, and what we've got to do is do the best we can with what we've got right where we are right now. So when we come back to it, we look at these world situations, and I think business people, what do you reckon? We kind of look for answers, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'd say answer number one is it's up to you. Si?
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Monday. You're going to do it.
But if you ask me Tuesday, it'll be next Monday.
Yeah, that's it. But I think it's up to everybody individually. I think you've got to look and say, what can I do to solve this problem? What is it I could do to make life a bit better? And we've just had the honours list, haven't we? In here from the Queen, delayed birthday honours, and there's loads of people there who have been honoured, who heard that and said, "What can I do to help?" And they went out and did it.
I mean, one of them's a young lad, isn't he? Who's used his profile. But he has gone out there and he has helped, hasn't he? Because he experienced a bad childhood. Well, not with his family, but with poverty. And he didn't want other kids to suffer the same thing because it's not the kids that get brought into the world that their fault, is it? And he's fought for school meals from that person is Marcus Rashford MBE.
There you go. And that
who actually plays for my team too. Just had to put that bit in there.
What's your team's name again?
Manchester United.
Going down United. Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, Manchester United.
Yeah, we didn't have a good week after that last call.
The last one. Oh, did you get that fella?
No.
Nacho sauce?
No.
Man?
No, got none.
No. You have to listen to the previous episode.
Got a 33-year-old instead.
Did we?
Yeah.
There we go. When I say we, I don't know why I said we.
Have you switched? You turncoats?
No, never. But it's this thing. So I'd say the answer, what's, the situation we face, what's one of the answers? I'd say answer number one, it's up to you. It's up to you. You can't control anyone else. I can't control what Laura Kuenssberg says. I can't control what Boris says. I can't control what Keir Starmer says. I know what Keir Starmer will say. Well, I know what they'll all say. And Laura will be hyper negative and critical. Boris will bluster something or other. And Keir Starmer will just, highlight all the problems and how if he was in power, there wouldn't be these problems. But he wouldn't actually tell you anything about how he'd solve them. But that's a QC for you.
Okay, then. So you say that you like to solve problems. And you said that putting all your eggs into one basket is not the way forward, as everything is now. What would you do?
I think we've got to look at how can you earn money in multiple different ways. So, it comes back to this thing of, where's your income coming from? Where's it going to come from? Is it going to come? In the old days, you would have a little bit of savings in the bank and it paid 10% interest. And that was great. Interest is now 0.01, I think my bank account said. So my £6.53 that's in there, I think will be worth $1 million in about 4.5 million years at that rate. But, in the old days, you'd have some savings.
Yeah. In
the old days, you'd have, just had a job, but that job was safe. Now you got to think to yourself, okay, savings aren't working. What could I do? I've got a job here. I could maybe do something over there. I've got some friends and they're talking about, collectively starting something. And what what does it come around? It comes around to people saying, maybe, it's time I started an online business. What have I got? What do I carry around in my hand? So what do you carry around all the time?
Mobile phone.
A mobile phone. How quaint that you call it a phone. It is essentially everything you need to have an online business in your hand. It's all the information in the world. It's all the access. It's the access to 2/3 of the world's population, and you carry it in your hand. And how many people have started using tech, this year?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, all the people that wouldn't usually use it have had to use it to be able to communicate. So, like your older people that never thought that, I'm a tech dinosaur. They've all made themselves learn about Zoom so they can speak with the family, so they're not isolated.
There we are. I think one of the stats I saw, and this is quite a few months ago, 9 years of expected tech adoption and understanding was achieved in 9 weeks during lockdown.
Yeah.
That's the acceleration of it. Now, given that that's where it is, and you've got a phone and you've got something, all you need then is an idea. And if you're thinking, right, how can I help people? Because what is business? I've heard business defined as solving someone's problem for a profit.
Yeah.
So all you're trying to do is find people with a problem and work out a solution. And in exchange for providing that solution, you get paid and you earn some money, and that's a profit, and you stay in business. And as soon as you are not solving a problem, you go out of business.
Yeah.
And at the moment, everyone's got a phone. People are learning tech. You can get out there. A lot of people have skills, and I've seen businesses start up, quilt making, stamp collecting, churches, audiences there helping people with that, religious gatherings and stuff that can't happen at the moment, helping people connect. You look at the businesses that are valued now. Online retailing is because it gets delivered to the door.
Yeah.
So could you go out and say you've got a local butcher who is struggling? Could you help them by setting up a little website?
Yeah.
With a little opt-in form saying, yeah, I'm interested in getting a delivery of meat because I'm trying to bulk up or whatever. I want my protein, and it can be delivered. Could you help local businesses do that?
Gosh, good.
And this is what we're doing. Who's got a problem at the moment? People have problems because they can't get together in the normal way that they did it. And this is where I think, we need to do it. And this is what I was talking about, the lower league football clubs.
Yeah.
I would have 10 people with their mobile phone on little gimbals, so those steady cam things.
Yeah.
They'd each have a section of the touchline that they could go around, and they would film it and they would stream their team stuff. And I would say, you could do it for 50p. So you got 10 cameras. So you go into their feed, you got 10 cameras, and you can pick whichever one you want.
Yeah.
And it's like 50p a game and stuff. Or you could say, right, for this league, it's a tenner, and you can watch any game you want. How cool would that be?
Well, the way you've just said that, look at what's happening now with football. They're charging pay-per-view.
Yeah. For a game, isn't it?
Yeah, £14.95 per game.
Per game. But that's Premier League. But what I'm talking about is lower league.
Yeah.
When you can't get there. But they desperately need the money.
I 100% get that.
And if you had 1,000 people who might watch their local team, and this time it's only £1.
Yeah.
That's £1,000 that contributes towards helping run things.
The club,
and doing things. Now, all right, it might be a drop in the ocean, but I tell you what, it's better than nothing.
Kick in the teeth.
And those people, I would almost guarantee that those people would, be thrilled to be at the football.
Yeah.
They would be honoured and just so grateful that they're given the chance to film their heroes or watch what's going. And number 3, I think it would be hilarious because they'd be given the commentary as well.
Yeah.
So the commentary would be as ripe, probably, and as totally unbiased as maybe some BBC reporters. But I think it'd just be hilarious. I just think it'd be absolutely fantastic. It'd be gold.
Yeah.
And you would get, so if you're in your sector and the ball's not there, you'd be filming the players, wouldn't you? You'd just be, you might even have a chat with them. If one of them was near the touchline, you'd be, hey, Jordan or whatever, what are you doing? What are you doing? Says you need to, next time he comes down here, kick him in the air. It would be absolute gold, I think. And I think people would pay for it. And then if they put it into replays and if they get some great snippets, some great action, it's a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel for it. And what do people love? They love drama. They love things that happen, don't they? And what happens then when you get a popular YouTube channel? You get people wanting to advertise on it. And what does that do? That
brings in money.
It's revenue.
Yeah.
It's revenue. And you pull things around. So, for these things, multiple income streams, you could have all sorts. So football clubs, they could actually sell it for people to live stream it, to tune in and watch whatever it is.
Yeah.
You could do it for your whole league. You could say, look, 50 quid and you can watch any game in the league for the whole season.
Yeah.
There'd be people who would do that.
Yeah,
and there'd be people who would do it who'd just say, look, I'm going to pay 50 quid. I'm not even going to go. I'm not even going to watch it, but I'll give 50 quid because I know it'll support them.
The club, yeah.
It'll support the leagues and things like that. It'll keep people going. It'll keep the person selling the tea, the person selling the pies, the person, help them make a little program. And it could just then be an online program. It helps, pay the groundsman. It helps pay a bit of maintenance. It helps do all these sort of things.
Keep things moving.
Absolutely. And, the shops round and about, they could have free adverts on it. So you could, they could put little adverts on there. So you'd just every so often zoom in. So someone would zoom into, a piece of paper with an advert saying, order some donuts from us and we'll bring them round to your house.
Yeah.
Sort of local. There's so many things you could do. But that comes down to individuals and other people getting together and saying, there's a problem.
Let's solve it.
Let's solve it. Let's solve it, Si. So, this is online. These are things that all come about from the fact that we are so connected to other people and that we can use technology and get out there and do it. And, how do you do it? People say, how do you do it? Nige, Si, I get it. But how the hell does it work? And it's really quite simple. You have somewhere where people can go.
Yeah.
Which everyone kind of, okay, there might be different definitions, but if you think of it as a website, but a website can be just one page.
Yeah.
One page with one thing that you do on it. And that one thing, so say it was lower leagues.
Yeah.
And you said, okay, who's in? Who wants to pay 50 quid to get access?
Yeah.
And you go, yes, I'm in. You click the button. That button opens up a little form and you put your name and your email. And then they go, that's absolutely fantastic. Are you happy to pay 50 quid? Yeah, I'm happy to pay 50 quid. And £49.75 goes directly to this group of football clubs. Yeah. There's 25p just to pay the gas meter or whatever for running this. But just about all the money goes there. Right, yeah, happy with that. Put in your credit card details, boom, done. And then it sends you a thank you page. And what do you get? It also links to somewhere where the club can write emails and send you emails direct to you. And they can be telling you all, here's an email with the program for the team coming up for the next game. Don't forget to tune in. We're playing Tuesday at 7:00. Don't forget, this is a great game, and they cross-pollinate. Don't forget, I've got a message from the people around the stadium, so we've got the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker all trying to do this. Don't forget, if you need some help, the taxi driver's here, and these sort of things. And so-and-so's just doing a special offer on local pizzas, and he'll bring them round. And you're getting emails about this in your local community, and you might not be a football fan, but you might suddenly go, do you know what? I didn't know there was a butcher down there.
Yeah.
And he's doing, half a dozen sausages and a bit of bacon, and he can bob it round.
And it builds up business, and then they talk to their friends online, and then they start ordering, and it can just build up the economy, can't it? The local economy.
And that is from a website, what we call an opt-in form, where where you gather someone's information, and you don't have to sell them anything at that point. You can just take their email, and then you can tell them about what's going on in the emails. You let them know in the emails, and you keep in touch with them, communicate with them, nurture them, give them some stuff that they'll find interesting. That's simple. But people go, no, nudge. Whoa, Si. That sounds technical.
Yeah.
That sounds tricky.
But it is simple.
It's simple because we'll show you how. We will show you how. And I tell you what, Si, I'm gonna share. What do you reckon? I know this is crazy, but we'll do it. We'll do it for free.
Yeah.
I'll put it up there. I'll put it up there for free.
And you've been working on it for like
ages.
Yeah.
Ages, and there's years of kind of working on it and learning and all the rest of it. I'm going to share it for free. I'm going to share with you, so it'll be in the show notes. There'll be a link. Free software. 2 lots of free software, and I'll show you how to use it. And I'll show you it with step-by-step videos. And that training will be free. You don't need any credit card for any of it. And within 24 hours, you will have a website page, somewhere where you can gather details of people, so their name and their email, and the ability, and I'll show you how you then email them as well. Within 24 hours. Get going in 24 hours, I've called it. And I'm going to give that for free.
I do like that novel title. I think that's a good title.
Well, it's, I'm fed up of people getting stuck, and I think people need help. And what did I say? It's up to you. So it's up to us. We can do it. I had one last week, and they said, what do you think I should do? And at the end of it, what they were describing, I said, are you able to do it? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, then I think you should do it. You shouldn't even think twice. If you are able, capable, and you're in the position to do it, give the help, whatever it is, I think you should always do it.
Yeah.
So we are, so we will, and we are, and we're going to do that. But here's the thing. Right at the beginning, Si, can you remember what I said?
When is my ideal time to start? And I said, Monday.
And I said, no. Si, you need to take the words my ideal time and rearrange the letters. Come on, it's like countdown. Here we go.
Monday.
My ideal time. Rearrange those letters, and it is. The answer is immediately. There you go.
Wow.
There you go, folks. If you are ever asking yourself, when is my ideal time to do anything, rearrange the letters of my ideal time and you get the answer immediately. If the answer is in the question, and if the world is trying to tell you something, the universe is trying to tell you something, it is, you need to act immediately.
Yeah, act now.
Right now. And the link will be there, so click on it. I'll tell you, go to the show notes. Go to the show notes, click on the link. Whilst you're there, you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That'd be good.
Be very good, wouldn't it? That would be good.
Yeah, it would.
I do know you put a lot of work into that, Nigel, and I think it's unbelievable value you're giving away for nothing there.
Well, we can. So we are.
And
at this time in the world, and at this time, you've got to help where you can. And hey, folks, when we said the answers, we said it's up to you. It's multiple income streams. It's get online. They're the answers. We're giving you the first thing, which is, here it is, how to get online. You can then create another income stream. You could maybe help someone out. And folks, it's up to you. The call to action is for you to do something with it. So there we go. Hey, right, shall I climb down off my soapbox?
I reckon that's it. Get off your soapbox.
Actually, I think I should have scaffolding around here. I'm pretty high. I need a ladder.
Yeah, no, it looks like I'm higher than you on the...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can do the thing that goes No, it goes that way. I think. Subscribe, ding the dong, get the notifications. You'll find out when it is. Podcast.
And make sure you like it.
Absolutely. Well, hey, you couldn't do anything else but like it.
No, of course you couldn't.
Could you? But podcast episodes, we're going to be doing them every Friday. So you should have had one today if it's a Friday.
It is a Friday.
It is a Friday. Thank Crunchy. Thank Crunchy, it's Friday, hey? Right, well, we best get off and get some fish and chips if it's Friday.
Fish and chip Friday.
Fish and chip Friday. So, all it leaves us to say is thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for watching if you're on YouTube. Thanks for listening if you're on the podcast listener there. And we will see you very soon. But until then, from me, Nigel T. Best.
Me, Si Hearn.
It's see you later. Yeah, sorry about that, mate. I kind of went off on one.
It was interesting, that. I liked it. Give me a break. A little bit of passion there.
Yeah, I know.
I had the passion last week and you had the passion this week.
It was something in the water, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's all that hand gel I'm drinking.